I guess I'm live. Okay. So, let's do this, folks. I don't know about y'all, but I'm ready.
Deroy Cruz here, your life applications officer. If I yawn, it's because it is going on 12 o'clock here in Pittsburgh. Just got in from work. And I am tired, but I feel that if I don't do this video now, I won't do it until I get back from my vacation next week. This might be the last video that I might do before my vacation. I plan to do some videos on my vacation, but that will be on another channel.
Why?
Yeah. I had a dream. And I'm not going to hold you long. I'm not going to get into conspiracy and I'm not going to get into trying to get you into some strange dimension, because I'm in a strange dimension because I'm having dreams about you.
Hi.
People that love to come to my channel and hate on what I talk about.
Disagreeing is hate.
But I had a very important dream.
Oh.
And I lost a lot of details of the dream. But I remember some of the ones that really bugged me.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't until today. I had the dream yesterday. Well, yesterday. I had the dream last night. It isn't quite 12 o'clock yet. So I had the dream last night.
Wife texted me.
And I didn't think about it today until today when I was praying, and I prayed a long prayer to God today. The prayer that I prayed to God was a mixture of everything from what I've been going through lately to my vacation. And God, God answers prayer. He really, really does. And it's not about Him doing anything supernatural. It's more about Him giving you peace about things that you have been praying about. That's what prayer is all about. That's how God responds to prayer, by giving you an inner peace about the things that you pray about. And the Lord reminded me that He gave me this dream when I was praying. And so when I got done praying, I thought about a certain YouTuber.
Oh.
Now, I'm not going to mention his name, but you know who he is.
Mm-hmm.
Because the dream is not so much about him.
Looks like there are others out there in need of
Looking at it from a spiritual angle, it's not about him, but he was used in this dream as a prop to show me in the world around me what's going on in the kingdom.
Oh my God.
And how do we do it? How do we maintain in the kingdom when Jesus is outnumbered?
I'm gonna speed him up. I forgot how slow he fucking talks.
He's outnumbered by the enemy.
Jesus.
How do we excel in the kingdom when people in the church don't have it together?
1.5.
Lately I've been seeing a lot of David Lynn videos. David Lynn going to the streets and almost getting the crap beat out of him for preaching the gospel.
This has got to do with me, Deroy.
Because if you look at the Word of God, and I thought about this today when I saw some David Lynn videos.
What does this have to do with me? What does any of this?
Before you sow on it.
What does this have to do with me?
Sow. The Bible says you don't just go sow on rocks. That ain't gonna grow a tree. That's not gonna grow a plant. You gotta prepare the soil, then you put down the seed. Jesus did it, and the apostles did it. But a lot of people in the church today don't do that. They just go out there and
he
preach.
just rambles.
Don't ask nobody for permission to go
fucking
preach.
nothing.
Don't ask anybody if they want to hear them preach. Don't put
What
signs
does
up.
David Lynn have to do with me?
They just show up and people get offended and want to knock them out. Okay, that's not the gospel. But I mean, it does work sometimes. People stand by and they see these preachers get spit in the face and punched and kicked and arrested and whatever have you, and they decide that, okay, maybe I should become a Christian. Sometimes it works, but in most cases, it doesn't. It would be better if you would just ask people, can I talk to you about the Lord? But people will get offended. People got offended at me because they were trying to have a conversation with me about, nasty things.
What?
Okay, nasty things that I find nasty. Okay, and I said, I'm not a fornicator. Guys ready to beat me up because I said, dude, calm down. I said, I'm not a fornicator. What's that got to do with you? I'm not condemning you by telling you that I'm not a fornicator. Now, if you want to take it that way, that's your business. But I'm not a fornicator. So
okay.
I don't really care what you're talking about. Don't talk to me about, one night stands and cheating on your wife. And, I'm single. You married and you talking this nasty stuff. I don't want to hear it. He got mad at me. He got up in my face. Seriously. Because I don't want to be a fornicator. And I'll use that as an example, okay?
Found the ghost.
Of how bad it's getting. And, he came to me jokingly, and I wasn't impressed. I didn't find, talking about this girl over here and that girl over there and that girl over there and talking about, cheating on your wife. You're telling a Christian man how you might be interested in cheating on your wife. I don't want to hear that.
Box.
Okay. You might want to find somebody on your own level to have that discussion with. I'm not the one, brother. Like, take that somewhere else. And I was very nice about it. I didn't say it like that. I was very nice about it. And he got angry with me.
I don't agree with that.
But anyway, in
you
this
ready
dream,
to fight because you
I had this
disagree
dream
with
about
him?
a particular YouTuber that at one time.
Okay, so this is for like the new people. The particular YouTubers mean that I have a whole series of me and Deroy going back and forth. He has declined to make videos about me anymore, just like you see this video here. He's not going to make videos about me anymore. He's just going to dream about me. What the fuck, bro? Okay, so he says he's not going to make videos about me, but obviously he is, because he had to tell everybody about the dream about me, because that's what you do. I dream about other grown-ass men too. I just don't tell you all. So what you have to know about Deroy is that Deroy likes to bullshit. Like, Deroy really just has to bullshit people, and I don't know why. Because let me illustrate something. If you're at your job, right? You're in the break room. There's a guy in there. Oh yeah, man, I went and I fucked this chick and that chick, and someone goes, "Hey man, she married." Hey, it is what it is. Whatever, right? And then someone goes, "Hey man, that wasn't cool." So someone goes, "Yeah, I'm not about. I mean, I'm loyal. I'm not about that life, man." And they're ready to fight you after you tell them that you're not cool with cheating and shit like that. Does that sound right to anybody? Like, because I've been in that situation. I know I've worked with plenty of guys who will cheat up and down their fucking wife, right? And that's not my thing. I'd rather make it a party event. You know what I mean? But I've never seen anyone get upset to the point that they want to fight. And that's where I think Deroy loves to bullshit people, because I've listened to how he describes stuff, and I know how he talks to people, because he and I have had a back and forth a bit on Facebook and on here, and he doesn't know how to talk to people at all. He doesn't. He says crazy shit to people and expects everything to be fine. So when he starts depicting these scenarios, I just turned that off. When he starts depicting these scenarios, I always listen for what exactly he said. Because, well, I'm wearing a pink wig in his dream, maybe. I don't fucking know. But that's bullshit. That's nobody, like I said, I've been in that situation. Plenty of people here have been in that situation where, you've had that coworker to say some shit like that. And nobody wants to fight you because, they're like they believe in fidelity. Like that, who wants to fight because of that? Like, that's fucking stupid, but it's Deroy. And he's always a victim, so if you don't know anything about Deroy, always a fucking victim.
He really got to me. And
I did
he caused me to get so upset as a Christian that I tried to go back and forth with him.
He tried, didn't work
And
out.
the Lord showed me where the back and forth thing was going to make me look like an idiot. Now, in his eyes, I look like an idiot either way, but
That's true.
for just making videos because I'm not winning the YouTube award, okay? But
No, Deroy, no.
In this dream-
No, Deroy, you weren't you weren't winning because you didn't know what the fuck you were talking about. This is the same guy that was what was he? I had to tell him to stop calling guys jailbait. And so some of y'all are wondering, like, Drag, what do you mean? So Deroy has his own sort of vernacular, and I'm not talking about African American vernacular English like Ebonics and shit like that. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about he doesn't have a strong grasp of the English language, and so he'll just make up terms. And so someone who has like antisocial personality traits, or someone who is I guess the predilections that would lead them into jail or getting incarcerated, that's what he referred to as jail bait. Like, it makes sense once you sort of parse out what he's trying to say, but nobody around him told him that jail bait stands for, underage shit. So I had to make a video and tell him, like, to stop saying shit like that. But he ain't got no fucking sense. So, but no, like the YouTube awards, it's like he wanted to discuss topics with me, certain topics. One of them being science. And some of y'all who know my background, I'm like, all right, bro, go for it. And so he was stating X, Y, and Z about evolution, about Genesis, stuff that he can barely pronounce, and I had to correct him on numerous occasions. Again, I'm not going to go into too much detail. I got a whole series, I got a whole playlist on Deroy that you can watch. I think I named it Cruising for Deroy. That's what it is. Cruising for Deroy. Obviously a reference to, and once you watch the playlist, you'll see why I named it that. Because there's a particular episode where he alludes to something very strongly based on his, anyway. So, no, Deroy just doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. That's what it is. There we go.
He was a very, very nice person. I dreamt that I went on a trip.
I am?
And when I got to my destination, I found this particular YouTuber I'm talking about.
I can be a nice guy, I'll say
that. At the
that.
destination of my trip, he was in charge of everything. And he was a very, very, very nice gentleman. A lot nicer than what I'm seeing here on YouTube. I mean, he was a lot nicer in person than what I see on YouTube and what me and him have went back and forth about on YouTube.
Had to walk it off the next day.
And in this dream, I was about to turn around and leave. When I saw him and realized that he was there, I was thinking I should leave, and he was like, hey, come on, Cruz, let's get to know each other first. Sit down. I didn't trust this guy.
That sounds
I don't
like
trust
me.
him right now. But I didn't trust this guy. I didn't want his coffee. I didn't want to drink. Anything I wanted, he'd give it to me.
He was
and he was very nice to me. But in this dream also was...
I offer beer, not coffee.
His safety place. His place where he felt comfortable. And that was in the world where people were drinking and people were having premarital sex and you know what I'm saying? And this place that I went to was kind of like a college. That's how I know exactly who I'm talking about.
It's me.
This place was like a college, and it had labs in it. And I'm thinking, why am I here?
Kind of
and I was there.
Wonder what he's talking about.
To learn from this guy.
He was going to learn from me.
I was there to learn something from this young man.
Oh, really?
And I'm thinking, man, I am on your turf. We got college going on. We
College?
got labs in this building. What's this got to do with my destination? But I'm here. And I'm in his world where he's comfortable. I'm in his comfort zone. And my comfort zone
being in academia is my comfort zone, I guess? Okay.
Okay.
All right. I would say strip
club,
but okay.
And as a Christian, I could not, I didn't want to be violent towards him. But God was showing me in this dream, you're the one that's getting violent. You're the one that's...
Violent?
And in this dream, I almost persuaded him to be a Christian, and I thought about this when I was praying today, but just like in the scripture, you almost persuaded me to be a Christian, but no, it never happened. We didn't persuade a guy to be a Christian.
Oh.
And in this dream, it was the same thing as like it says in the Bible, where Paul almost persuaded someone to be a Christian. It was the same thing here. And me and this guy sat down and we talked.
Imagine that.
Yet at the same time, he kept trying to put his dogma on me. He kept trying to get me to lighten up and live. Okay?
That sounds like me.
But he was very, very nice.
Where are you?
Very, very nice. And I felt like an idiot for a moment.
Felt like an idiot.
until I finally left. There was something about finally getting in the car and being able to leave and not letting him stop me that really put me back in my comfort zone and really ended the dream.
Mm.
But the problem was, he was constantly trying to get me to come up to his level.
Yeah.
And
About that, Deroy.
financially, educationally,
Educational.
in a sophisticated way, socially.
What?
I did not fit in with his group and with his crowd. And he was very, very nice.
Sophisticationally? What did
Very,
he say?
very nice. And I wondered in a dream.
Sophistication.
I almost persuaded him to be a Christian, but he also almost persuaded me to become part of his crew.
What?
He almost persuaded me to give up God for him. Because this man has so much knowledge. And he had so many friends, and
What?
everybody, when it seemed like we were having a great time, there was always that one thing in the way. And God wanted me to notice this in the dream. That one thing was in the way.
What was that,
And that
Deroy?
one thing was Jesus.
Ah!
He was in the way.
Jesus. Foiled again.
And in this dream, this young man tried to explain to me that I could have Jesus, but I could lighten up and be more sociable and get an attitude, get a life.
Actually,
if you know what I mean.
It's crazy.
He kept trying to make me a more handsome, more sociable, younger,
I am a terrible person.
And when I didn't want to
Be
fit
more
in,
sociable,
then these
Deroy.
beautiful women would laugh at me, and they're younger than me, and so they're laughing at me, and they're walking out of the room, and I'm feeling stupid.
Hey, young women, y'all see this short, ugly guy that's
But yet,
hateful?
As
You're not
much
going to
as I
have
wanted
sex
to
with
fit
him.
in
Ha!
I didn't want to become unfitting to
What?
Jesus in my relationship with him as your life applications. Also,
Where
let
are
me say
you?
that again. As much as I wanted to fit in with them, because
Where are
there's
you?
beautiful girls, beautiful babes there, and they kind of like me, but the Jesus thing, the so-called being over religious was in the way, and
Where are you?
And he just kept on and kept on. One minute I trust him, the next minute I don't. Because one minute he sounded like he was so nice.
Where are you?
And he was so giving. Everything was there for me. But
That's
then
good.
he would turn around and he would start to attack
Uh-oh.
me.
Where are you?
Because he's saying that I'm the same old Deroy Cruz.
Where are you?
And I'm like, well, you're the same old. So, and it was like, and that ties in, to getting to the bottom line of this, that ties into everything that
Where are you?
we go through in this life as a Christian, and everything in the world that people hate about
Where
Christians.
are you?
And when I was praying today, I realized that
Where are
it's
you?
not, how did I put it when I was praying? It's not,
Where are you?
it's not about,
Fuck you, ghost. Where are you?
Oh man, I was
I
watching
heard the box
some on
go.
TV,
What
and I
the
turned it
fuck?
off, and then I started praying. And I spoke this while I was praying. I can't think of it. I have trouble remembering things. But it was
damn
on
it.
the lines of, it's not about,
Where are you?
it's not, oh, come on, help me out here. Help me, Jesus. It's not about, I wish I could think of it. It's on the lines of, it's not about so much relationships with people, but it's more
So what is it
the
about?
inner sanctum of whether or not we
What?
want to be as close
Show
as
yourself.
possible to the cross. There's a way I expressed it while I was praying. You express things differently when you're in the spirit, when you're praying to God. It'll come back to me and I'll do it again. But I know it, I have it on the tip of my tongue. The way I said it while I was praying, I just can't get it out. But it's not about the cosmetic stuff around us, but it's about
Okay.
how serious we are of whatever it is that we are trying to achieve.
Yeah,
And
yeah, a spirit box.
we can try to achieve education. That's good for anybody. We can try to achieve love. Sure, anybody can get out there and go online if they need to be, whatever they need to do, find love. But the kingdom of heaven is the kingdom, is what it is. I'm closing. The kingdom of heaven is what it is.
What is
It's
he
what
talking?
it
I have
is.
no
It's not
idea. He had a dream
Based
about
upon
me,
anything
and I invited. Hold on, let me see.
that we can argue about. It is what it is. Just like gravity
Yes.
is what it is. You can argue, but gravity is still gravity. God is still God. And
He had a
people
dream
are so
about
nice.
me,
This young man in this dream was so nice.
And I was nice to him, and I told him to relax. And
he was so nice.
I invited him to my lab.
He made me feel, for a moment there, he made me feel like I was not a Christian. Like I needed to come up to his level. But when I would try to walk away, he knew I wasn't walking away because I was afraid of coming up to his level. He knew I was walking away because I didn't want to come down to his level. And that bothered him.
What does that mean?
And when I finally walked away and I was gone, I had to believe by faith that he understood.
I have no, like, what is...
That he can't make me feel that I'm less of a Christian.
Okay, so let me try to do a bit of a recap here. I know the game is lagging really bad. I tried to turn down the settings and shit like that. I'm not sure what's going on. I might have to change my bit rate or something when I'm gaming. But okay, so Deroy had a dream about me. That's okay. A lot of people have dreams about me. Some people tell me about these dreams too, which are very interesting. He says that he went on vacation, and on that vacation, for some strange reason, he went to my lab. I'm not sure why he would go to my lab for vacation, but some people really like stuff that they're not used to being around. All right, fine. And so on this trip, there were beautiful women, which the women that just so happened to be in my lab, average, maybe above average, whatever, hey. But okay, so that because look, if you're in my lab, you ain't there because you're pretty. You're there because maybe okay. You may know a little something about chemistry. I can't say you know chemistry. You may know a little something about chemistry, but okay, sure. And I was very nice to him. I was very sociable, and I wanted to get him to sort of relax and be more sociable and be more likable. So I'm a terrible person because of that. And I wanted him to come up to my level. And so I'm not actually sure what he means by that. Because when I say somebody come up to my level, it more than likely means something a little bit different. But look, Deroy is so far away from anything within my realm that it would literally be impossible for him to exist in the same space as me. Like the chances of he and I would actually run into each other are very, very low. Even if we were in the same city, it would be very low. And it has more to do with what I do is sort of specialized. So he doesn't do anything in that field. It's just like how many times do you run across a chemical engineer, right, while they're at work? Like unless you're in that field. So that's what I'm saying. So or mechanical engineer, whatever. But Deroy was upset. Well, okay, Deroy says that I treated him very nice. He walked away, and I was trying to get him to sort of ease up, be more sociable, and that would cause him to sacrifice his Christianity for some reason. Now, I know plenty of sociable Christians out there who aren't bigoted and fucking hateful, but what's interesting about this dream to me is that it tells me that he associates being bigoted and hateful with being a Christian. Like like you have to be some sort of fucking, like you have to be bigoted, like you have to be hateful, you have to have people to despise you, and specifically because you're a Christian, not because you're a douchebag, because of your religious beliefs. But there's a part 2 to this dream, so hang on, folks. So we understand. Yeah, he is missing. He does, and it's real weird for someone who said that he wanted to talk about other stuff. And to be fair, he did make videos about other stuff, but for some reason he needed everyone to know about this dream because he's definitely not, anyway.
But I felt guilty in a way because I misjudged him because he was nice. He was really, really a sweet young man. And that was his
sweet
target. Like he felt that because he's such a good young man and he's working in all these networks, he's helping people be entrepreneurs, and he's helping people who are needy, and he's helping people with education. He's helping people believe in themselves. He's helping people find love. This man was doing so many things.
Okay, so all the stuff that he says, and that's weird. He's been watching a lot of me because he mentioned some very specific things. I don't think that was just random dream stuff. Because how would you pull that out of a dream? He's been watching me and listening to shit that I've been saying. That's interesting. So thank you for letting me know, Deroy, that you're still watching me, because that was a pretty specific list. And yes, I do actually do all those things. I don't always talk about it. I just recently helped somebody out. But, I don't always publicize shit like that, because not everybody needs to know shit like that. But, doing those things, does that inherently make me a good guy? No, it does not. Not at all. To be honest, I don't think that I'm actually a good guy. I think I'm a shitty person who just occasionally does good things for people. And that's about it. That's sort of, where I rest in my sphere. I'm going to see my game library. Here it is. I'm going to pull up something else, because I forgot how bad this lags. And stop. Okay. All right. So let's continue with Deroy.
For a moment there, I felt like maybe I should let God alone and run after him, because this man is so great. You know how dreams are. This man is so good. He's almost a god.
What?
But yet, my spirit, I knew in the flesh who he is. And I could not bow to him. I could not give in.
Bow to me?
I had to keep moving. And I couldn't change my policies.
What?
I had to keep moving.
What?
But I was wrong in thinking that...
Bow to me?
Here's another way of putting it. It's not so much that we're good, but why are we good? It's not so much that we're nice, but why are we nice?
Because
we nice to add arrogance and pride to ourselves? Are we nice because we are humble about ourselves and humble about other people and their needs? In my videos, I do a lot of criticizing the people of the world, everything that is non-Christian, because that's my job. As a believer, that is my job.
Okay, let me pause. So there has to be an ulterior motive in his mind in order for somebody to be nice to him. So I am genuinely cordial to people. I won't say nice. I can be cordial to people based on the fact that I would like that to be reciprocated to me. So that's really it. It's kind of one of those golden rule things. There are better examples of why you should, be nice, but the golden rule is kind of the easiest. That's my go-to. I'll say that. All this shit popping up. Holy fuck. Okay. There we go. Did I disable? I think I disabled the super chat shit on. Now that people have stopped bombarding me with subscriptions, let me re-enable it. Okay, stop. Just turn off. Oh, sounds off. Good. Sounds off. Awesome. Skipped it. Fucking TIE Fighter jet. Give me a second. I'll read it off. Alert box. Let me disable the subscriber one. There we go. Do that. Transition. Let's test this out.
You better believe I'm going to be all over your behind. Got a mouth for me too, and I know how to use it.
Nigga, you gay.
All right. Let's see. That. Okay. We read the chat for a little bit. Who's that? That's Miss Star? What's going on? Yeah, I think someone said that you had made a video. I think, no, I watched it. I watched it earlier. Most of it. Thank you. Who is that? Why did TIE Fighter jet stuff not come up? What's with these super straight guys having dreams about you? I don't know, man. I'd love to find the fuck out myself. Yeah, it's not coming up in the feed. That's interesting. Okay. I don't know what's going on with Streamlabs and all that jazz, so I don't know. Yeah, I wish I knew why all these supposedly straight guys are dreaming about me, and it got me on the mind. I understand there's quite a few women that do. Even some of our homosexual guys out there, guys who are not in the closet. Very understandable, very acceptable. I am flattered. Deroy, however, I can tell you I've not been having dreams about you, so. Anyway.
That is my platform. And even though a lot of you people are very, very nice, I know a lot of good gay people. I know a lot of good Democrats. I know a lot of good liberals. I know a lot of good, fornicators, adulterers. I even know some guys, that are child molesters that'll take the shirt off your back for you. I know
Okay. I listened to a little bit of this before. I guess I didn't listen to it long enough, because did he just say that he knows child molesters that'll give you the shirt off their back? Now, those of you who are familiar with Deroy, do y'all... Yeah, okay, so everyone's responding to that now. I think I know who he's talking about. Remember the guy that he had mentioned? Remember the guy? Y'all know who I'm talking about. Remember the guy? The reason he knows that homosexual, like, because by the way, for you new people, he thinks that all homosexuals are pedophiles. Just so we're clear, just so we're absolutely fucking clear, he thinks every single homosexual man and woman molest children. Okay, now, the reason he knows that is because one of his friends is a pedo. Okay, now, and I asked this question before when he had first said it, and I said, well, why is this guy, for one thing, why is he your friend? And two, why hasn't he been locked up? Because in this story that he tells us, the dude, I forget the guy's name, but the guy offers him a kid, essentially, to do shit with. Now, again, how they got on that conversation in the fucking first place, I will never know. Because nobody just walks up to you and offers you a kid to do shit with. There had to be a lead up to that. There had to be a reason this guy felt safe enough to offer you that. Just saying. So I'm looking at you fucking crazy. But here, I think this is some confirmation that he's still friends with that guy. And why that guy is not in fucking jail or beat up or dead or something, your guess is as good as mine. I'll tell you, you and the kids, we ain't friends. We ain't friends at all. Matter of fact, you can do something to yourself in Minecraft, but just like, wow, like, yeah, this is beyond fucked up. But it's Deroy, and he thinks shit like this is normal. Someone offers me a kid, I'm offering him a bullet. Exactly, and I think most people share that sentiment. Not Deroy, for some reason. Not Deroy. He makes exceptions, so there's that. But anyway, holy fuck.
a lot of bad people that are good people. And I know a lot of people that are doctors, lawyers, in the military. But whenever it comes to Jesus, they speak very, very negative. It brings out, a negative side of them. It
Or
wasn't
they
supposed to
just
be.
don't accept your religious beliefs, and
And if you're really, really good, why can't you just let good things be good things? If you're really good, just let good be good. Good is good. It doesn't change just because you didn't create it.
what?
It doesn't change just because you're confused. Good is good no matter what. It doesn't
That's a tautology.
change because of your inability to understand from a different angle. Good is good. And in this dream, I accepted the fact that good is good. And I can't fight with it. But good, on the other flip, did not accept me. It kept trying to win me over and convert me to that is evil, even though it was good. It kept trying to convert me. He kept trying to convert me to that which was evil, because he knew that if I came down to his level, up to his level, whichever way he was thinking, I was coming. I was almost there.
Is there an echo?
When I do evil and sin against God, he wasn't going to correct me and bring me back. He was just going to let that be another one. Let me be another one of his fans. Let me.
Okay, so this is interesting, because if I'm trying to parse out his nonsense, let good be good, that doesn't tell me anything. Well, let wealthy be wealthy, let poor be poor. Like that those statements don't mean anything. So if I'm understanding Deroy right, there's some sort of moral standard or moral obligation that he must uphold in order to maintain his religious beliefs. Well, let me. It's echoing. Okay, all right. I'll fix that. Okay. Remind, because yeah. Oh yeah. I didn't have my shit muted. That's why. Okay. So Deroy, your current paradigm for your moral barometer, your moral edicts, whatever you want to call it, however you determine what's moral. Currently, you find it acceptable to be friends with a pedo. You're actually friends with people who are interested sexually in children. And so the standard that I have is that I will not be friends with, I'm not friends with people who beat their wives, or excuse me, spouse, doesn't matter. I'm not friends with people who beat their spouse. I'm not friends with people who do shit to kids. That's my standard. So if you're upset, Deroy, that I want you to live to my standard, then I guess we ain't gonna see eye to eye, my man, at all, because that's fucking stupid. Like you need to, you are complicit in what he does if you're not telling somebody and separate yourself.
Off after being in you.
Yeah.
It's sterile and disgusting after being in you.
Wow.
Who the fuck would want to fuck me after that?
Wow.
It's true.
Wow.
That's
Okay, it's not going to read it off. Yeah, so I think when y'all put naughty things in there, it didn't read it off. At least he's not dreaming about you and another guy spit roasting him in the bathroom. Yep, thank you, TIE Fighter Jet. That is definitely one of G-Man's dreams, of which I will not be participating in that. Now, if it's, you know what, never mind. Anyway, so if Deroy has an issue, essentially, with sort of how I view the world versus how he views the world. So currently, I view the world as fuck people who are abusing their spouse, especially physically, and people who are, chomos, child molesters. He's cool with that kind of shit. I'm not. Now, is he cool with spouse abuse? No, I know that he's not. But chomo shit, he's cool with. So I guess, Deroy, yeah, you and I are not going to see eye to eye. Well, one thing, you're like 2 feet shorter than me, so we're not going to see eye to eye. But we're also not going to see eye to eye on what you find acceptable to be in your personal sphere. So yes, when it comes down to things that you find acceptable versus me, yeah, okay, I'm repeating myself now. Fuck it, I am like disgusted by this. Honestly, I did not catch this shit the first time, because I could have sworn I watched most of it. I watched the first half. This is into the second half. This is about 3/4 of the way through on the first video, and I have not listened to this.
Be another one of his followers, his disciples. And in this dream, God showed me that God got nice people, and so does the devil got nice people. There's got to be nice people, because what does the Bible say? A kingdom divided against itself will not stand. All these people out here, that's why, like in the Democratic Party, for example, everybody's a victim. And if you're either a victim or you're trying to vote to help and save the victims, okay? But in the Christian community, there are no victims. There are no victims. We are warriors. We take a bullet and get back up and keep on fighting. And we don't apologize. We don't negotiate with terrorists. We don't negotiate with compromise. We are determined to let the landmark stay where it is at. We're going to let the flag stay where it is at. We're not going to move the goalposts. We're not going to move the landmark. We're not going to move the flag. It stays where it's at. No matter how old we get in this country and in our generations and in our centuries and decades, okay, the landmark stays where it's at. The foundation stays where it has been laid. It doesn't matter how nice and giving and loving, let's say, the LGBTQ community is. It doesn't matter how much loving and caring and giving religion is. It doesn't matter how much loving, caring, and giving atheists are. The foundation stays where it has been laid. And it's not that you're not nice. It's not that you're not good people. You are good people. But you're good for your own convenience. Not the convenience of the Master. Not the convenience of Jesus Christ. But I get to be the one. And in this dream, just like in this dream, I get to be the bad guy again. I'm going to always be the bad guy because why? I'm not going to sugarcoat the things that are around me.
All right, so this right here is something that I've heard from guys like him who are like genuinely, unironically bigoted. And so they think that being crass to people that they disagree with is acceptable. There's tons and tons of people that I disagree with, and people like us who've watched me for a while. They know that I can go in on people or we can have a civil conversation. I disagree with Nuka Zeus on damn near everything. He could say the sky is blue, probably going to disagree with him. And we had a cordial conversation. But Deroy, however, has to be an asshole. He has to be crass. He has to be hated in order for him to feel like he's done something. And he's just like G-Man in a lot of ways where they think that because they're assholes to people, that that's somehow justified because they have a certain religious belief. And you notice it's a classic Deroy video. We got the victimhood, right? Perpetual fucking victimhood. We got homosexuality being mentioned, and we got politics. This is a grade A Deroy video. It's not an official Deroy video unless those three things appear. So we've already had him being victimized by me, victimized by fucking the chicks who are laughing at him, all that shit. We have him bringing in, politics, mentioning Democrats and shit like that because that's relevant here. At fucking just like I can't with Deroy. I can't with Deroy. It's always something with him. All right. My cursor got stuck over there for a second.
That are dunghill according to the kingdom. That are an abomination to the idea of a true and loving God. And how do I know this? Everything has theology. There's Christian theology, there's atheist theology, there's scientific theology, there's secular theology, there's theology about sex in different realms and theology about genders and blah, 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 blah. But God has his own theology about all these things. And I happen to be one that is a disciple of that. Every theology is right here for me. But this guy had more knowledge than this because this was only 66 books. In this dream, this brother was well-versed in way more than 66 books, and they weren't biblical books. But his biblical understanding was all about overthrowing the kingdom and putting in there a more secular, liberal utopia. But I could not, even though, and it was so nice and so comforting, I felt like I was fitting in with somebody. But something told me to run, get out of there, go. Stop investigating, stop arguing, and just go. And I did. And the further I got away, my old self began to come back. And I began to realize that there is freedom in the Lord as well. There is freedom in Jesus Christ. But at the same time, don't disrespect the world just because they're the world. Don't treat the devil like he ain't smart. Okay? I respect all you people that come to my channel and you hate me. I know you're nice people. I know the LGBTQ members that come to my channel. A lot of y'all are nice people. I know.
So anytime that you disagree with Deroy, it's hate. If you notice that, if you listen to some of Deroy's earlier videos, you'll notice that he typically depicts any interaction that he has with another person and that they disagree as some form of hate. And it is interesting because he still hasn't picked up on that. And that it's not that people necessarily hate what he's saying, it's that they hate the fact that he's an asshole and how he's expressing himself. Because Deroy possesses little to no tact at all, whatsoever. I'm pretty sure most of y'all could surmise that. But because of that, he thinks that it's acceptable. It's just, I'm going back to what I was saying earlier. And I'm clicking the wrong options on here, trying to get my cursor free to mute myself and play the video.
I know the atheists that come to my channel, a lot of y'all are nice people. I know the Christians, the false religions, and different ones that come to my channel, and you have your arguments, and some of y'all make compliments that are lies. You're not really complimenting me at all. You're making a joke out of me. But the thing is, I know that in your world, you are very good, clean, pure people. But it is not your purity that matters in the Christian community. In the Christian community, we trade our righteousness for his righteousness. Let me say that again. We trade our righteousness for his righteousness. The Bible says our righteousness is as filthy rags, but his righteousness is peace, love, and joy in the Holy Spirit. But at the same time, he says that he also says God is a God of war. He will divide a family of 5 against itself for his name's sake. Because when your children, even your own children, when they walk away from the faith, they become enemies of the cross. Okay? But the thing is, where'd they get their nice personalities from? Where the genetic genes that they have to be such sweet boys and girls, whether they be atheists or gay or whatever they be? Where did that nice attitude come from? Oh, it was genetic. It came from the very Christian family that brought them up. It was genetic. It was hereditary. A student is not greater than his master, the Bible says. Even though the student might have went to college and got an education and came back and said, Master, Master, have you not learned? And the master said, have you not learned that a student is not greater than his master? Okay? And you're not greater than Jesus. I have one.
So I love Deroy's depiction of how education works. It is the goal of every educator to create a student or students that will someday surpass them. That if you ask any instructor, I actually have a few teachers, especially in Canada, here in the chat, you hope that you are the shoulder. You are the shoulder of the giant that others will stand on and eventually produce enough or something, that will help act as a pillar or a foundation for other people to learn and grow. Like that is absolutely, if a student cannot surpass his master at some point, then what was the point of being under that master in the first place? But anyway, I think that just it's fun to have these platitudes and shit, but when you take a step back and understand how society progresses, then yes, at some point you have to move past those who taught you X, Y, and Z. There's stuff that my instructors don't know that I know. And that happens, like it's supposed to happen in academia. But this is Deroy's conception of what it's like to have education or to be educated. He has no idea. He has no fucking idea at all. He has not been properly educated in any way, shape, or form. Trust me, I know. And so I love him trying to depict what education should look and feel like, because that tells you just how far removed he is.
One thing in my life that is worth more than gold, is worth more than millions, and that is a positive relationship with Jesus Christ. You can have your education. I'll take some more. If you like, that's fine. I'll take it for free. Okay? I'll take a lesson in humility even if you want to give it to me. I'll take a lesson in loving and respecting others. But what I won't do is trade Jesus for the world. I won't ever turn my back on Jesus again. I'll never throw Jesus under the bus for anything or anybody again. I threw Jesus under the bus probably about 4 times in my life. 4th time was just recently. I won't do it again.
Okay, this is interesting. Well, next to the, hey, I'm friends with pedos. This was interesting. So he's been struggling with his faith lately. He has definitely been struggling with his faith lately. So which makes, I guess it kind of colors this conversation. I'm going to have to sit back and think about this a bit. I'm really going to have to sit back and think, because why would he? Because if you watch the previous videos of Deroy, you know how strong of a Christian he claimed to be, and how important his faith is. He doesn't have much else in life, really. He's just being a religious nut, right? Is all that he really has. So recently, it looks like he's I think most Christians call a backsliding. So he did a little backsliding, which happens, especially from any religion, especially one that requires you to be like he is, it's going to be hard to maintain that, because if you don't have an antagonist, in his case, again, he has a very specific version of Protestant Christianity that he abides by. If you don't have an antagonist, it's hard to keep up that momentum. So it's easy, I think, for him to sort of slip back into being a kind of a regular person, with religious beliefs, where you're going to be cordial and kind to people and respectful, but also say, hey, here are my limitations on my life, but I'm going to treat people with dignity and respect. He can't do that. Deroy absolutely
You
can't
better
do
be all
that.
over your behind. Got a mouthful on me too, and I know how to use it.
Nigga, you gay.
He's a wannabe cop and learned humility at Job Corps. Exactly. Nah, he learned a few things at Job Corps, like how to swallow a cucumber, I'm guessing. But, maybe that's, I don't know. Well, naked wrestling. I'm sorry. It was naked wrestling. It wasn't cucumber swallowing.
And in this dream, Deroy Cruz here, your life applications officer. My phone is out of memory. I got to really clean out my phone. So I'm going to do this video on my laptop, which, as you can see, is a very cheap laptop. Cost me a very small amount of money. You can. I don't want it way up there. I don't want it way up there either. That's good. You can actually edit this. Okay. That's good. That ain't bad looking. But see that? That's bad. That's bad video quality right there. Anyway. Getting back to, I'm going to do part two. That's what this is. A part two of that dream that I had about a friend of mine. I'll call him my friend. Here on YouTube, that he spends his time on YouTube.
So it's funny. It's funny. He calls me his friend, but he has me blocked. Look, all my friends I talk to, I can call him up on the phone. He's blocked me on Facebook. He's blocked me on YouTube. I'm not sure how we're friends, Deroy, when you don't want to speak to me. Which, again, it's your prerogative. Like, there's lots of people who mention me and don't want to talk to me. I can't imagine why. But don't call me your fucking friend, bro. We're not friends. Just so we're clear. I'm not friends with people who are friends with pedos. Period. Like, that's just how it's going to be. If you find that shit acceptable, we will never be friends. Not even cordial. So you might want to get that shit straight right fucking now. Right? I can joke and laugh about, hey, yeah, you're blocking me for your mental health because you're going to keep responding to me. I get it. Like that, I'm not, look, ain't no sweat off my nuts. But no, we are not friends. You find that shit okay and he's still your friend. You still, like, nah, bro. Not after what I heard in that other video. Nope.
Looking for victims and new victims. And I could name me and a bunch of other people that he thinks are his victims. I'm not part of his victim package. I am guilty for letting him think that I'm part of his victim package, but I'm not part of his victim package. But I had a dream about him. Y'all know who I'm probably talking about. I had a dream about him. And I need to clarify some things from the other video. I want you to understand one thing. We as the people of God, everything that we are anti about, and we are anti about almost everything that is non-biblical, that is against the Bible, contrary to the Bible. We are anti about almost everything. Everything that there is used to have fun, we're anti about it. We might even be anti about the beach, because when you go to the beach, you have to take clothes off and wear something that shows a lot of skin. So, it's just a conviction thing. And that's how deep we go. Might even be anti about the beach. Some of us are. And I don't see a problem with that, because I believe modesty is modesty. You can never be too modest unless you're a Muslim. Now, that's too modest. Anytime you're so modest that you can't even tell whether you're male or female, okay, that's there's a such thing as being too modest, okay? I don't know if you're a man in a dress or a woman dressed up for Halloween. Okay. Okay. Anytime it's that bad, okay, that's too modest, okay? Show a little bit of skin. It's okay, Muslim. You can show a little bit of hair on.
So the guy who talks on at length about modesty draws his line at a religious sort of, I should say cultural modesty that just so happens to coincide with a religion that he disagrees with. I'm pretty sure it's a coincidence, but it's just like, bro. What's Rick Zell saying? First G-Man, now Deroy. Damn, Dragon. Everybody's dreams. Yeah, it happens. Richie Wright, what's up, man? Yeah, I don't. Deroy is just, oh, that's a funny picture. Oh, hold on. Thank you, Deroy. That's a good one. That's a good one. Awesome. I like that. Yes.
Yeah. All right, that's enough. Look, but anything that we are anti about, we are anti because it is our culture to be anti. And we have good reason to abstain from these things. Okay? But see, what atheists fail to recognize is that before the Lord, we were everything just like everybody else. We were everything from gay to jail time. Okay? To conning people out of their money to drugs. From drugs to jail time. From jail time to death row. We were just like everybody else, and even the worst of everybody else. Then we got saved, and God set us free from all that stuff. And we recognized the steps that it took for us to become to that fallen state that we fell into, that led us to jail, or led us to death row, or led us to contract AIDS, or led us to lose our wife, or be divorced, or lose our relationship with our children, or whatever it be. Lose all of our money and live homeless on the street. We investigated the steps it took for us to end up in that boat. And that's one of the things that we do that a lot of people of this world don't do. When they mess up, they don't go back and say, how did I end up in this situation? And investigate. And say, okay, if eating meat is bad for you, then be a vegetarian by all means. If you're allergic to peanuts, stop eating them. If running gives you asthma, or you go into an asthma attack when you run, don't run. In a dream, it was dark when I went in, getting back to it. In a dream, it was dark when I went to the dream. The whole dream seemed like I was with this guy for about 2 or 3 days. But the whole time it was dark. Now, when the Bible talks about the kingdom of heaven, it says there is no night. It's light forever. No more night. There is no more night in the kingdom of heaven. Okay? I imagine it was so lit up in the kingdom of heaven. I had a dream that people made tents to, not because they were hot and they needed shade because of the scorching sun, but I had a dream that people made tents in order to add art to the beauty of the sun, or to, do something different than being daylight all the time. But even though you're under a tent, you know that you're outside, and you know that it's always light out. And the light from the sun is shining under the shade. It's fine. But I dreamt that, and in this dream, about this brother that we all know. His was the flip. It was dark where he was at. But he had this power. And he had this fan club. He had these disciples. He had thousands of people.
Hello, fan club. How are you all doing today? All right, welcome to the Dragnauct fan club. Check your titties at the door. Look, you have to admire how elaborate some of these stories are. You really do. Come on, admit it. They're pretty fun.
Beautiful women under his authority and his power. And I tried to leave 3 times. The 3rd time, I did leave. He wanted me to stay because he wanted me to live. He wanted to help me. But his way of helping me was for me to sacrifice what I believe. And he kept telling me, you don't have to sacrifice what you believe, Mr. Cruz. But, what is no but? I'm all the way with Jesus. No turning back. And it was lit up in the compound where he was at. And everything was in that compound. You know how dreams are. Everything was in that compound. There were apartments and hotel rooms in the compound. Extravagant places to go and study. You know, people in the world always have certain things that they stress, that they really, really magnify. And it goes to their head and makes them think that they've arrived because they have something tangible that they can use for prestige. They can use to build fans. They can use to build friends. They can use to make people love them and adore them and pay homage to them. You know, on my job, I have two classes of people. People that pay homage to me because they know that they know who I am compared to what I'm supposed to be doing, what my job is. And then others, they feel that I'm trying to be something that I'm not because I'm black. I'm only 5'3.5", and I'm wearing this uniform. I'm wearing it tucked in, and I walk down the hall in confidence. And a lot of people get the wrong idea, and they think that I'm full of pride. They think that I'm trying to be some kind of hotshot security officer or whatever, until they get to meet me. And then they flip it around, and they try to become a bully. Because now, at first, it was kind of like ironic for me to be walking around like I'm confident. But then when they got to meet me, and they seen a little bit of humility in there, then they want to flip it. Well, it ain't proper for him to be a little guy.
Well, okay, so you mean, Deroy, you mean to tell me that in the 21st century that people get the wrong impression of folks and then they learn about that person and it kind of dissuades them from believing what they previously believed? Is it, Deroy, is that can't, Deroy, you must be the only person that ever had that happen. You are such a fucking victim, Deroy. Oh my God. God damn it, Deroy. Oh, you must be the only short black man that ever has somebody look at you crazy when you showed up to work. God damn it. God damn it, Deroy. God damn it. Like, I'm just, who hasn't had that fucking experience? Like, this is something fucking, like, it's, I don't know how to even take this. Like, there's plenty of people when I would show up when I used to work at Home Depot and Lowe's, and I wasn't always as confident and as knowledgeable as I am now. And people had a certain impression of me. They thought I was a fucking idiot, which I wasn't, but still. Is this chap projecting narcissism onto you? No, I don't think so. I think he has what's on Roro? I think he just has the wrong fucking impression. Ooh, nice. Evidently my cousin-in-law has a master's degree in chemistry. I didn't. Oh, cool. But, like, okay, people got you fucked up, Deroy. It happens. It happens. Like, I don't know how this is even. I don't know. Do you interview Shane today? They're getting together again Tuesday. Say, oh yeah, I think Frank reviewed it. I don't know. Somebody did. I'm not too interested in hearing. Deroy's really boring. Not Deroy. G-Man's really boring to me. Don't get me wrong. Deroy's boring too, but he's at least this is about me, so it's entertaining. Wife texted me. Hold on, y'all going to have to wait. Okay, so yeah, Deroy's short. Like that. Y'all ever seen those church vans? Those long, like usually like white or like a tan colored church vans. He's shorter than the rear view mirror, the side mirrors. He's shorter than the side mirror on those. The reason I know that is because there was a picture of him. I think at like a church function, and he's standing next to the van, and you can see where that mirror is and where his head is. He's underneath that mirror. And I rode around in some of when I went to the Pentecostal church many years ago.
You better
I remember how big the van was.
behind. Got a mouth for me too, and I know how to use it.
Nigga, you gay.
Was that you should take it like Deroy took it in a dream? Yeah, I'm gonna pass on that. You loving the wholesome Deroy stream? It's weird. Missy, you missed the first part where he's friends with a chomo. That was a bit off-putting. That was a bit off-putting. Just a wee bit. Also, Missy, you need to go buy some bologna. You know what we talked about earlier. Go buy the bologna. Anyway, let's continue. This is just weird.
And be this nice either. But when you are 6.5 feet tall or 7, and you're built like that, and you look like that, and you got the nerve to be nice, That's really, really, really a plus. Should I be angry at God? No. I'm none of that. But should I be angry at God since I believe in him? No. Not angry at God. God has a sense of humor. I'm his funny side. I'm his funny side. Okay. God had a sense of humor when he created me. Okay. He was trying to be a comedian when he thought God thought he was Eddie Long, not Eddie Long, Eddie Griffin when he created me. Okay. He thought he was Richard Pryor or something. Okay. But no, I love God. I feel like who I am when you add that to the fact that God saved me. He saved me from the shame. He even saved me from short man syndrome. He did. He really did. He saved me from.
So Deroy's claimed that he used to have short man syndrome, and because of his religious beliefs, he no longer has short man syndrome. Now, there's about 60 y'all in the chat. How many of y'all believe that? And this is more for people who know Deroy a little bit better, right? Not necessarily the newer people, but how many of y'all honestly believe that? Because I can tell you right now, I'm a little skeptical. Just a tiny bit skeptical about that. Yeah, Eric Master says I highly doubt it. Yeah, that's where I'm leaning to. I highly doubt that. It's just obvious, but you know, I could be wrong. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. That's surprising Deroy hanging around Chomo. Yeah, it really doesn't. After another video, actually, Missy, did you see when I was reviewing him initially? Did you get a chance to catch that by any chance? Because there's a part in the review that I did, some of his videos where he mentions this Chomo friend of his before. This isn't the first time he's mentioned this guy, but he actually names him in my initial review. And I don't remember the guy's name, but one of the questions I had was, you know, why are you friends with him? Why are you still friends with this guy? And, you know, did you report him to the fucking police? And the most pertinent question, because this guy supposedly had offered him a kid, like the Chomo offered Deroy a kid to, well, you can figure it out. And I'm like, well, how does this guy feel comfortable doing that around Deroy? Like, what indication did Deroy give this guy to make him feel comfortable? Right, so, Eric. Oh, it was Eric, yes. It was Eric.
Rip my fucking thing off after being in you.
Yeah.
It's sterile and disgusting after being in you.
Wow.
Who the fuck would want to fuck me after that?
Wow.
It's true.
Wow.
That's
About some real justice. Yeah, Dinah. Yeah. I mean, I would say they're all sad. Boring, I don't know. They're pretty. Shanny and Red were pretty entertaining when they're lit. Trying to up my game, one single-handedly destroying YouTube career to ask for a friend. Yeah, so what you have to do is start watching a lot of cuck porn. Then you'll get really creative. Lots of cuck porn. A lot of cuck porn.
Short man syndrome. He saved me from anger, and he saved me from. He gave me a new way to deal with those that tried to. And every time somebody pulls that stunt with me, then I pray for that person. I'm able to forgive that person, and God helps me to have new ways of dealing like that. I'm waiting for somebody to stop me in the hallway and ask me, "Excuse me, sir. If you don't mind me asking, how tall are you?" Okay. I'm waiting for somebody to do that. I have a very godly, non-cuss word, non-angry, non-short man syndrome, non-violent way of answering this man next time he does that. Okay. But this brother in the dream, he didn't have to go through any of that. But yet he had it all. But it was.
Y'all didn't let me know I had the shit still. It was probably echoing like a motherfucker. Okay, so I have never had it all, Deroy. I have never. Everything that I have in life, you know what? I get it. I have a man's physique. That was genetic. I didn't have a choice in that. But at some point in time, I had to actually go work out. Not lately. High school, some college, military. I worked out. I did what I needed to fucking do. Okay? I get it. You were born short. I was born tall. I can see at the top of the refrigerator. You can't. Okay, fine. Fine. Right? Fine. I get it. But I was fucking poor. Poor as shit. And you and I can both relate to that by your own admission. The stuff that I have now, this nice apartment, I can go out and buy those fucking, $35 pound steaks and shit like that. That's because I fucking work for it, Deroy. So the stuff that you see, like I get it. A lot of people admire me for random reasons, whatever. I'm not even getting that. Like whatever. I don't let that shit go to my head. It is easy for me to impress people, but random people on the internet versus people who can actually help improve my life, there's a huge disparity there. And someone interesting just went live. Wait. June 6th. Oh, he must have just uploaded this. People hate my face. Okay, I'm going to watch that later. Because Nick Rob was fucking fascinating to me. But anyway, no, like Deroy just thinks that everyone gets handed shit just willy-nilly, and I hate that attitude. Like the stuff that I have in life in general, I had to work for it. So like I don't know, just quit playing. Like I don't know how else to put that across to you, because you don't work as hard as me to get to where I am. I had to work in order to get to like be able to work in a lab and do shit. Like that took time and effort. Anyway, looks like folks are home, and I think